We are live. It's a blue collar kind of first hangout here, Google Hangout. I don't really know. I'm not familiar with these um, how to run this thing. We're just doing it as a stopgap measure to just until we get to the next platform that we're going to. So, anyways, if you didn't know, Jack there let off a cracker of a tweet. Uh, Jack, do you want to introduce, tell us how you're doing this week and tell us a little bit about that tweet?
Well, Danny, I'm tired right now. You know the feeling of after you've gone on a long vacation and you've had fun the whole time, and then you come back and you need a vacation from your vacation. That's about how I feel because for the past several days I've been having a blast. Um, shoving feminist faces in their own shit and whooping their ass with a rolled up newspaper. It's just been a blast. But yeah. Several days ago, I sent a tweet to, it wasn't to Anita Sarkeesian. Hold on, I've got a screenshot of it here. It was to someone called Gaming Matters on Twitter, at Gaming Matters US. Okay, this person said, I love reading Anita Sarkeesian, Femme Freak, tweets where a bunch of people harass her asking for proof of harassment in the midst of tons of harassment. Okay, I sent the tweet back, a tweet back saying harassing, and I put harassing in quotation marks. Harassing will continue and accelerate. We're not going to stop until no one will openly admit to being a feminist. Anita took that tweet and several other tweets from her Twitter account that people had sent her and made a compilation of those and put it on her blog. I was unaware of this until my Twitter mentions started flooding with people calling me out on for saying that. I'm a feminist and I'm still here and you will not silence me. You will not shut me up. Blah 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 blah. That's the typical old bullshit. And oh, by the way, most of them were doing this from behind cartoon avatars and made up screen names. They weren't using their real names. So I thought that was kind of hilarious. But I got some very interesting tweets, and I will be writing an article about this for Voice for Men. I'm working on it right now. But see, here's the thing: it's still going on. They're still tweeting me over this, and that I believe that blog post was posted on Wednesday of last week. So
Yeah.
this is still going on.
So yeah, that got carried around. Folks, I'm sorry about the screen. I can't figure out how to get it to go away. But anyways, um, so yeah, I clued in on the tweet too. You showed me it, and it was pretty cool. It how it took off, and she just got went off the deep end on it. Um, Harassment is more like what fem harassment.
Yeah, it's not really harassment. I mean, I don't consider it to be harassment. I just consider it to be feminists losing their shit because someone is actually standing up to them for a change. But
Well,
yeah, well, okay, let me back that up. I got one tweet that I guess you could consider harassment. Someone tried to dox me. They were so stupid they got the wrong person, but they tried to dox me.
yeah, we'll get to that later. But I want to
Hmm.
ask you more about the tweet. So your tweet was, harassment was in quotation marks, and basically,
Yeah.
um, have you, like you haven't made any threats other than you're going to expose their horse crap, their monetized misogyny for profit. Um, you haven't, what do you call it? You haven't done anything other than that.
Correct. The whole idea, putting the word harassment in tweets, or saying tweets, I'm sorry, I'm kind of tired, folks, in quotation marks, was that it wasn't real harassment, it was feminist harassment. Feminist harassment is when you stand up and say, no, you're wrong. When you contradict what they have to say using facts, reason, or logic. They call that harassment. And what it all boils down to is their their ideology cannot stand the least bit of scrutiny, so they must protect themselves by labeling any scrutiny whatsoever as harassment. See, that makes people where they don't want to listen to the person talking when you label them or what they're saying is harassment. Well, it doesn't really work for most people. For some, it does. But that was the whole idea, that this harassment, calling them out, exposing them for the lying, hateful bigots that they are, that was what I was getting at. That is going to continue. That is going to accelerate to the point where society turns against feminism and sees feminism as in the same light that we now see the Ku Klux Klan, which is how feminism should be viewed.
Well, you know how I feel about it. It's like crazy.
Yeah,
It's
when
yeah,
society does that, when society gets to that point, then no one will openly call themselves a feminist, because you got to remember, these people are cowards. Okay, when the political correctness shifts away from feminism, they're going to move away from feminism. So anyway, yeah,
yeah. So now given that Anita is kind of periphery to the GamerGate kind of thing, um, she I guess you had some anti GamerGate folks hitting on you too.
yeah, there was a lot of people that come in and said, "Oh, I guess this has to do with ethics and game in media, right? In the gaming community." I said, "I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games." And once I said that, they kind of just went away. I didn't hear anything else out of them. And, yeah, right, exactly. And what it was is they were trying to get something to pin on Gamergate. They were trying to pin me and what I said on the Gamergate. Well, I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games other than bowling on Wii with my daughter. That's it. I've never played. The last video game I played was Firefox, or yeah, Firefox on the first Nintendo system that went 3 dimensional. I can't even remember what it was. It's been 15 years ago. Okay, since I've played a fucking video game. So I'm not a gamer, but they tried to make me out to be one so they could pin me on the gamer game.
Yeah, that's true. I do play. I'm an occasional gamer, and I do like to play. Now the gamers have taken down Lizzie there, which was nasty of them.
Yeah,
The little
yeah.
pissants, which is cowardly of them.
Well,
A truly empowered woman, just like they took down, Judgy Bitch. They removed her from Twitter. You can't have, a woman stay saying, "Hey, wait a minute here, you're full of shit, feminists." it's
yeah,
uh,
really.
it's crazy. And I see that they just did something to they canceled a talk by another feminist because I guess she was for the Nordic model of prostitution. So they canceled her at a school in Britain. That was kind of funny. I say stuff like that kind of warms my heart. um,
Yeah, it was on Lizzie. I believe it was the anti-Gamergate crowd that went after her and took her down in a very vicious manner. I have received nothing compared to what they done to what was her name, Liz F. I can't remember. Had some numbers after. Anyway, I've received nothing compared to what they did to her. I, I'm not going to go into it because I think it's not something that she wants spread around. But some people need prosecution for what they did to her.
well, yeah, like that is true harassment. Um,
Yes, yes, and it wasn't just her; it was her family as well.
yeah.
So,
Now, so the gamers attacked you. How about the usual trolls like feminists that haven't blocked you yet, you or I yet,
well,
or anyone else who says, you know what, feminism full of horse shit.
Well, I got one just a moment ago, just before we came on. Someone sent me a tweet said "you stupid," and then when I clicked to, I was just going to share it. I was going to click retweet. They'd already blocked me. I mean, that's the mentality of Anita Sarkeesian's followers. Oh, but it gets worse. We'll get into that in a minute, I guess, whenever you're ready, Dan.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear people are commenting. I can't see. Like I said, this was just like fly by the seat of our pants. Um,
Yes. Please forgive us, everyone. We have no idea what we're doing here. um, for everyone, what happened was at about 5:30 this afternoon, Central Time, and our show was supposed to start at 7. Our radio show. Our producer James Huff called and said, "Look, guys, there's not going to be a radio show tonight. I can't get in to Live 365." Apparently, there were some technical difficulties with Live 365, so not only our radio show was canceled, but the Vanguard report was canceled also.
so yeah, that's the reason why this is just a stopgap measure until
Mm-hmm.
next week. It kind of caught us by the seat of our pants, but yeah, the show must go on, right?
Exactly, exactly.
That's what we were planning on doing. We couldn't push it back because Jack won't be around on the, he'll be traveling around. Um, so yeah, that's the way that kind of sits. Anyways, so okay, so you let off with that tweet. What about any of the majors? Did any of the majors? Okay, so you got written up by a few major. Did Jezebel or somebody, or who else? Who wrote about it?
David Futrell, he
Fat
wrote
boy, huh?
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Ton of lies himself. Now he also added another tweet that I had tweeted directly to Anita Sarkeesian that she ignored on her blog post. And I'll read that one to you. Okay, her tweet was, "Let's be real for a second. Gamergate is the new name for a group that has been harassing me for 2 years. All the same users are involved." Here's my tweet, and you'll like this, Dan. I said, "At Film Freak, I hate to break it to you, Cupcake. The universe doesn't revolve around you. Go abandon your apartment or something."
Oh,
So
oh,
yeah, but see, Anita completely ignored that one because it called her out on her bullshit.
well,
But
yeah. I mean,
David picked it up. Go ahead.
yeah. So Fat Boy picked it up. Uh, the revolving roulette of lies. Usually, with where there is no 32 choices in Red Black. It's just all misogyny. From according to David Futrell, that's all it
Yeah.
was. But so you incurred quite a few. Was there any ones that stuck out in your mind? Threadoids that were kind of large in scope, or
Yeah, there was um, several good ones. That Here's one from a guy named Brad. His Twitter is at Being Brad, BeingBrad. He said, "Hey, Jack Barnes, MRA, you're not only a dick but an idiot too. Good luck with your future endeavors. I'm sure this won't haunt you." In other words, saying that I sent her this tweet is going to follow me the rest of my life. So yeah, I don't really consider that a threat. Feminists would, but I don't. Um,
it must be juicier.
yeah, and there was um, there were several more here. Oh, here's a good one. Jack Barnes, MRA. "Oh, you're from Tennessee. That explains everything. Have you whored your daughter out yet?"
Oh,
Um,
there's a nice one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Jack Barnes, MRA. "If you fuck her, please have the common decency to nut outside." My daughter's 5, by the way.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah,
That's pretty nasty.
yeah. That saying shit about my daughter. But that's the mentality of these people. So you just gotta just realize who you're talking to. You're talking to Anita Sarkeesian supporters. They can't be very bright, and they can't have many morals or scruples. Because to follow a thief, and knowingly follow a thief, and let's face it, there's nobody on the face of the planet that actually knows what's going on. That none of those people are under the illusion that she's anything but a thief. But anyway,
Well, it's
um,
fraud technically, you know.
yeah, fraud, yeah.
But
Okay, here's one. Susie Chisholm. Now, Susie, she doesn't. She lives in the same state I do, not far from me at all. And Susie has got herself a band going and trying to make it big in Nashville. Um,
yeah, Susie knows
yeah,
about the.
you,
I interacted with her too.
yeah. Okay, here, listen to everyone. No harassment because we aren't hypocrites. But please report Jack Barnes MRA for his threatening, self-proclaimed war on women in Tennessee. Seriously?
I
You're
know.
not a hypocrite, and this isn't harassment. But we're going to flag your profile or your Twitter account off of Twitter because we don't like what you had to say. And war on women? Oh, Susie, give me a fucking break. You're the most privileged group of people to ever exist. You know, I mean, you've got women going up before the United States Congress bitching and complaining because they have to pay for their own birth control. Let me repeat that. You know, she's bitching and complaining because someone isn't buying her shit for her.
Well,
Give me a
yeah.
fucking break.
Don't forget she had the feminist influconation. You know, that's what. You know, it's kind of like inflation, but it came from Sandra Fluke's mouth. It's an influconation. So you know, it's $9,000 a year to hoover it around a little bit.
Here's another one. Jesse. Jesse Valancourt, I think is her name, if that's her real name. Uh, at Jessie Stairs, she wrote on her blog. She wrote a blog post about me. Now she's friends with Susie Chisholm. Okay, here's what she had to say. And again, guys, this is going to be all of this is going to be in my article on Voice for Men, so you can see the screenshots and get the links and go look for yourself. Um, this guy's a sorry excuse for a human. He is beyond ignorant, trying to find a voice for white male Christian Republican. Yeah, I'm white, I'm male, and I'm Christian, but I'm not a Republican. I got that Republican label thrown at me a lot. No, I'll talk about that in a minute. Uh, let's see. Yeah, cause that's so rare in this country. In other words, the voice for white male Christian Republican. Um, he has harassed my friends and is now going to make a YouTube video about us. If you like trolling, go find him on Twitter and tell him what a scumbag he is. Well, yeah, I was going to make a YouTube video, but I talked to you, Dan, and we decided to do a radio show about it. So, anyway, here's your YouTube video.
Yeah, I interacted with both those characters.
Yeah,
Although they claimed that they weren't a feminist. You know, they quacked like it, waddled like it. He should, had feathers like it, you know. But yeah, you know, I don't know. Anyways, they tried to put forward some, you know, pretty critical ideas. Yeah, yeah, those were a couple of them that I interacted with as well. And that
yeah.
one actually went up on her Tumblr, Jesse's Tumblr there, which was kind of funny. Um, so yeah,
Mhm.
floating around the tumblers. So what else? Any other tumblers came up?
Well, someone that you know well wrote about me on her blog. Big Red. You know, Big Red is not a big mover and shaker in the feminist community by any means. She does have a significant following,
Wait a
but
minute
not
now.
that much.
Wait a minute
Yeah.
now. I don't know about that. she, things may change.
Mhm.
I haven't seen her lately. She had a few pounds on before. Wouldn't say she
Okay,
was big. She had a few pounds.
I get what you're saying now. Yeah, but she wrote about me on her blog. I don't have that pulled up here. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can get it. Um, but yeah, she wrote about me on her blog. Got several likes. Um, you know, a lot of people enjoyed it and made some really snide comments. One guy called me a faggot, and that's another name that I got thrown at me a lot is faggot. And you know, these feminists are. We're all about, you know, we're all about inclusion and intersectionality, and we want to help the gay people. We're fighting with the gay people, the gay men too. And then the first thing they want to do is call you a faggot. Yeah, no, yeah, that's your uh, uh, pro homosexuality, pro equality between the sexual orientations. That's your equality there in the feminist.
Yeah, they
Um,
like to throw that around quite a bit. And on that note, I'd like to give a shout out, if she watches it, possibly, to a young lady who I met on the bus. I'm not going to name her. She'll know
yeah,
who she is. I talked to her father tonight, and it was really cool. Level-headed people, awesome. Raised an intelligent young woman, open-minded young woman, and it's such a joy to see. But anyway, you know, to experience, I talked to her a little bit, emails back and forth. It is great. You know, it gives me hope that the younger generation is seeing through. And she happens to be a gamer. She likes
oh really?
yeah, yeah. I can't remember which one it is, but it's like one of the bigger ones, World of Warcraft or League of Legends, or it's one of the biggies, kind of along that fantasy realm. But she's a gamer, and she likes her games, and she's like Anita Sarkeesian stuff, like horse crap. So yeah, and she's caught some grief about it too. And so I'm not going to name her, but she'll know who she is. Anyways, yeah, I got a call from her father tonight, wanting to talk to me networking. Um, they had a couple of landmark cases that went to the courts, and yeah, I'd like to talk with them, network with them, and build connections to pretty much get Hamilton, just networking in Hamilton, growing the voices choir. So yeah. Anyways, back on track there. So the tweet goes out. You get hit on by big and small. Jezebel, wasn't didn't okay. Feminist Frequency put it on her blog, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm guessing that.
There were several other publications that mentioned the fact that she had a blog post and linked to it, but I'm not aware of my tweet being on any of those other uh, publications. It may be there, but I'm not aware of it.
That's so yeah. I'm sure if you Googled the first, few words of the tweet, or maybe the tweet itself, you might see it linked up all over the place. It would be interesting. Um, so they,
I wish we could
she's
see
got
these comments these guys are posting.
yeah, I know. I wish too. Sorry about that, folks. We'll, hopefully have the bugs worked out next week. Um,
Yeah, we're going to try to get in touch with Dean. He knows how to do this and give us some pointers and some tips and try to get this worked out.
yeah. So I hope that yeah, it should be working. Oh, somebody gave me a tweet, so probably it is working. They're probably going to try and tell me. Let's see here. I won't answer. I shouldn't answer. Um, so you've got an article coming out, and it's got a few things in it. There's some,
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit of hatred been thrown around at you. Nothing really nasty, but there's been, you've had quite a bit of hatred tossed at you, right?
Yeah, yeah. The one I was fixing to get to here was this person here doxed or tried to dox me and actually got the wrong person. This what it is this person that she doxed uh, owns a business, and she went on to one of those websites where you can sort of leave a comment about the business. You know, if it's a bad business, you can put on there, "Hey, don't use these people," that sort of thing. And she went on there and wrote this. I'm going to read it to you. The owner claims to be a serial rapist. My article on A Voice for Men, making fun of the feminist definition of rape. Uh, the owner also claims that black people are more likely to be criminals than white people. I never said that. This cousin humping T Billy I guess that's something to do with the Tea Party. I don't know. Wears a permanent baseball cap to keep his skull scar hidden and lives in rural Tennessee. Who would have guessed?
Oh,
Okay.
that was
Now
what
this person, I'm sorry.
that was a comment.
If that was a comment on this person's business.
Oh, that was awfully
Yes.
sweet.
Yes,
Uh,
and now
I,
they took a
not,
screenshot of this and posted it on Twitter with the name of the business and the address of the
but it's not
business.
you.
No, it's not me. It's not me. But I'm glad if they were going to dox somebody, I'm glad they posted these people's address for one reason. I wish they hadn't have done it. I feel bad that these people are going to have to take this crap because of something I did. I posted this tweet and feminists didn't like it, and now these people are going to have to suffer the consequences. But since this screenshot had the address, I can now take copies of this screenshot, print them off, and mail them to these people. So they will see exactly who has done this to them.
Oh well, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's yeah.
And
That
I'm not going to say that letter hasn't already gone out.
that's cool. Okay, so that's pretty much the worst of it. So they've taken down a few people for Anita's shenanigans. They did it to Thunderfoot,
Yep.
and Thunderfoot's an amazing. His videos with Anita are amazing. They're they're quite good when he takes her down. And there's a young gentleman out there, Yo Pirate or something like that, who's got another great video of Anita about Anita, I want my money back because he
Yeah.
donated, he hasn't delivered. I believe that's going up on a Voice for Men, or if it's not already, but it's a great video. Um, yeah, so the the constant false flagging of things must be driving the Twitter employees nuts. How many tweets have you seen where they've used it for you?
Um, I think it was three or four. I only have a screenshot of like one of them. Um, and here's another thing. Sarah Leary, okay, Sarahlery. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Danny. Um, she put out a tweet asking asking people to go over to my Twitter account and every day send me a tweet saying that I'm still here. I'm a feminist and I'm still here. And she had like I don't know over 1,000 followers. I think something like 1,300 followers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that 1,300 inbox or mentions every day. Um, now here's where it gets really interesting. Reginald Braithwaite, Braithwaite. He works for GitHub. He has over 10,000 followers, and this guy decided he was wanting to jump in, and it started all over again. His followers came in, and yada yada yada. It's yeah. He says, "Dear Jack Barnes MRA, for the purpose of your hollow threats, motherfucker, I never made a threat. I made a promise. For the purpose of your hollow threats, I'm a feminist, and you are a jackass." Now this guy is he's supposed to be some kind of code monkey or.
Oh, Jack, I don't know
But
about
what is interesting?
that.
but
Interrupt.
what is?
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
but what is? I'm sorry. What were you saying, Dan?
You cut out for a minute there.
Oh, um, well,
So
what is very interesting?
Reginald Braithwaite there came at you, said
Yeah,
for the purpose of this tweet or whatever, blah blah blah, something about hollow threats, yada yada yada.
yeah. For the purpose of your hollow threats, I'm a feminist and you are a jackass. That's what he said. Now, what is interesting is the person who favorited his tweet was a person named Diane Marsh. Diane is the director of engineering at Netflix.
Yeah, yeah. That's true too. You showed me the screen grab of that. I
Yeah,
imagine a lot more. You're going into a lot more detail in your article.
yeah. I'm going to go into a lot of details on that with a lot of links and screenshots. Jack Barnes MRA. Here's another one from someone else. Jack Barnes MRA is disgusting. Please block and report him harassing women because of being feminist. Grow up, fuck boy. Yeah. Now, see, if I'd have said grow up, fuck girl to a feminist, they would call that harassing.
Well, yeah, because I believe about a month ago or something like that, or a couple weeks ago. Yeah, probably a few weeks ago. Closing in on a month. Some feminist wrote "dropped fuck boys" for 2015. And what's a fuck boy? Blah blah blah. There's an article, and basically, I would say that probably they were talking about pickup artists. It was kind of like a fluff thing. Um, I don't really know. But I didn't pay much attention to it because it wasn't worth paying attention to.
Yeah, but anyway, that's it's still going on right now. I'm still getting the occasional tweet from someone. Um, I expect it to calm down here in the next couple days, unless someone else picks it up. Um, but yeah, uh, I think most major publications are smart enough to stay the fuck away from it, from my tweet, because they see the harassment is in quotation marks.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
that is common sense. And
yeah,
really, it boils down to what they call, harassment. Like I said, it's fem harassment. They
right.
criticizing them, saying, "No, that's bullshit." That sets them off, and it says, "Oh, you're misogynist." No, no, sorry, I just say that's bullshit because you're saying X, X equals Y or whatever, and no, it doesn't. Uh, other odds and sods. So they call it misogyny. Say no, homophobic, no,
Yeah,
uh, racist, no, religious, no, atheist, no. Well, there's got to be something wrong with you because we say it's right and you're saying it's wrong, and you're offering numbers and facts and evidence, and we don't feel it's right. That we don't feel that's right. So it's kind of like crazy thing. Duckman has this like this little circle of feminist theory death sort of deal. The endless circle round and round and round. It's it's pretty accurate. It's pretty funny, but it's pretty accurate. His original video was pretty funny, but it is an accurate assessment. It's a very accurate assessment. Um, which reminds me, Phil Bogan said something about, and I'll put it. I'll try to remember to pull it over there. Phil Bogan has written an article on Anita Sarkeesian, and yeah, he said that mentioned. So
you're getting a little quiet on the stand.
I said Phil Bogan was mentioning how his article on Anita Sarkeesian would probably be helpful. So I'll put that in the low bar for those of you who catch the show later, I guess, and be able to read up on that. So, yeah, Sarkeesian has a habit of lying. So recently, Thunderfoot put out a video. It showed that she got like was it $400,000 in the last quarter?
Again, in the last quarter, yeah, and it ended up being like $450,000 last year, nearly
Yes.
like 441 or something like that.
Well, yeah, I can't remember what the year before was, but she barely got anything, and for the first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter, and then all of a sudden, fourth quarter after, that threatoid came in, that where that threat that Sheila just came in, that what do you call it? Um,
Where
the
she was speaking at the
yeah,
university.
yeah, the University of Utah, and it was deemed unreliable. It was by the local and state police, and I believe national. So at least at two levels, possibly three levels, deemed not credible. And so, but she still canceled and made a big. She damseled herself damn well, um, but and made a few dollars process. Then she goes on to what else did she go on to? No, yeah, it was a Colbert Report.
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't keep up with Anita Sarkeesian at that time. I will not from now on. I'm going to watch her like a hawk from now on. But at that time, I didn't pay her much attention.
Yeah, there was yeah, she went on Stephen Colbert, and it's like one of the only shows where they turned off the ratings and stuff like that, and it was like really really pitiful. As a matter
Yeah.
of fact, our last week's guest, Evan Delshon, I believe, or something like that. Yeah, I believe that's his name. But last week's guest, he does a great video about her, and
Oh yeah.
that is such a funny. It's such classic. Like to slip in, plug for him. Get on over and subscribe to his channel. Yeah, he's put out a couple of new ones in the last week or two. So yeah, well worth watching his vids. Um, so there was that. Now the Twitter social justice warriors have a nasty reputation of taking down people like other people. Microwave Media, I think, I believe got dinged.
Yeah. They particularly like to go after women, um, female MRAs and female anti-feminists, because
Microwave isn't,
no, Mark Rue's not.
uh, but Judgy Betchy, yeah, they
Yeah.
went after her viciously.
Yeah, because she wouldn't back up from them, and she got to be popular because men and women liked her attitude, liked her no nonsense attitude, and when they saw that she was starting to get popular, they had to nip it in the bud and get rid of her.
Yeah, 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 and that deals and her and there's a little back and forth, a little lovey-dovey kisses between her and Valenti, to
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
light.
Valenti was one. Anita Sarkeesian was a big reason that she got kicked off Twitter. Anita's group went after her. Now, guys, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I do not know why my Twitter account is still up. I expected it to be gone because there's no telling how many flags it's got in the past few days, but it's still there for some reason.
Well, maybe they're getting sick of it, quite
I
possibly.
hope so.
Quite possibly, Twitter's waking up and saying, you know what, like, this is kind of insane how they're trying to organizations like Wham. How you doing there, Jackie? Jacqueline Friedman there, Wham. Are trying to create a really like crazy system to report people, and Twitter's probably recognizing that. Wait a minute here, this is crazy, crazy stuff. More people are getting reported for. Um, but you didn't make a threat. You just said that in quotation marks harassment. And again, this is fem harassment we're talking about here. Hope they're going insane because they're getting called out for inflated numbers, false or hypocritical theories. Um, you know, um, and actually, Anita steals. From what I've seen out there, she steals video footage.
I heard something about that. That some of her video game footage that she showed in at least one of her videos was actually footage from someone else.
There was that, and I think some artistry.
Yeah, I heard something about that too. I believe that was on the Honey Badgers. They talked about that.
So Anita's, absconded with material that's not hers,
Hmm?
unjustly written, I guess would be
Well, let's get it straight of what exactly Anita is. Anita does not give a damn about women or women's rights. She does not give a damn about how women are represented in video games. What she gives a damn about is Anita Sarkeesian and Anita Sarkeesian's pocketbook. And that's it. That's the only thing she cares about. Look at it like this. She does not raise money for other women who have been supposedly harassed by people on Gamergate. No, she raises money for Anita Sarkeesian because Anita Sarkeesian gets quote unquote harassed by Gamergate. Okay? She doesn't give a damn about anybody else but her. That's Anita Sarkeesian.
well, she does have the full Macintosh behind her. And, he's got his hand up her ass, fucking manipulating the lips. I think that's a pretty common meme. She's just a little puppet, to him. And he's, quite the piece of work too. I do follow quite a few gamer gators, and I do, like I said, I'm an occasional player. I play mostly like first-person shooting games on PS3. It isn't all that often, but I played religiously right up until PS2. So I used to play quite a bit. I just don't anymore. Um, so I know her stuff is horse crap, and especially like the Grand Theft Auto. It was always kind of bad. Yeah, you could do it, but you didn't have to kill the stripper or whatever, or the hooker. Yeah, you could do it. Usually, it got you in trouble. The cops came, so that's kind of frowning upon it. Game as far as I see it. But anyways, um, so that's Nita. What else is going on, Jack? What you've got an article coming out on that. Thunderfoot does an amazing takedown. What anything else going on about that tweet?
Not right now. The Big Red, David Futrell, and Anita. They're about the only ones that are pushing. That are publicizing it. And I'm kind of glad they did. Is because it's put me on the map. you know, it's a lot of people. I've gained a significant number of followers on Twitter because of this, and
Yeah.
not that I want to build myself up, but these are hopefully people that I can introduce to the men's rights movement and our message, and hopefully they will hopefully at least a few of them will stick around. So anything that causes the message to get out there to more people, and more people listen and think about what's being said and think about the men's rights movement, um, and the discrimination that men face in our society today. That's a good thing.
So what you don't foresee doing a video follow up with this? I don't know, poking fun at a few of the other more nastier tweets.
Um, no, I foresee it winding down over the next couple of days. Again, unless someone else picks it up and makes a big deal out of it. Um,
What about
and
Futrell's article? Did anything stick out in that?
actually, Futrell's article wasn't about me or about the harassment, quote unquote, that Anita has faced, it was about Paul Elam and A Voice for Men, the tactics that we use uh, to um, to harass women and all that kind of bullshit, you know. And if that was my couple of tweets were just sort of like a footnote, sort of as an example of the tactics that A Voice for Men uses.
I see. I see. Um, any famous any other than the Netflix woman there? Any other famous people? Kind of quasi famous?
No, not really. She's about the closest thing to a famous person. There was one other music artist that kind of made some. She made some snarky comments about it, but not worth mentioning. Um, I'm not going to, uh, just really go after someone simply because they made a couple snarky comments. I want the, I'm going to expose the people trying to false flag my account simply because they disagree with me, or the people calling me a faggot or a Republican or whatever because they disagree with me, and people trying to dox me. That sort of thing is the ones I want to go after. Now, kind of going back to that whole Republican thing. Um, I'm not a Republican, but I'm not a Democrat either. I really don't like either party. To me, the I could go into long details about this, but to me, it's well,
Is
to
it?
me, they both suck. Okay, they say one thing and do another. They tell us these lies to get elected, and then they get in there and do whatever the fuck they want to. So yeah, I don't like either party. But it was very telling to me to uh, because I said something that they don't agree with. I must be a member of the political party that they hate. That shows you the mindset of these people. You know, I say this, or you said this, you must be a Republican. What? What the fuck kind of sense does that make? You know, and the whole faggot thing. Again, these are the people who are supposed to be standing up and walking hand in hand with the gay rights movement. And I can't tell you how many times I've been called a faggot over the past 4 or 5 days. Or, you must be gay because you hate women and all that kind of shit. Something very interesting that happened. One of my gay friends over there on Twitter, whenever one of those feminists pops up with "you must be gay" or calls me a cocksucker or a faggot or something like that, I will add him into the tweet, not because he's my shield or because he's the token gay man, but because it's hilarious as hell to watch a gay guy take down one of these social justice warriors or feminists. You can just see their little brain explode because a gay guy is telling them to go fuck yourself. Feminism has done nothing for me as a gay man. As a matter of fact, they've done the opposite. They've done more harm than and no good whatsoever. But that's funny. But a bunch of those feminists were piling on to me, and one of them said something about me being gay or something like that, and I added him in, and he and I got to playing back and forth, just picking each other, just joking, and pretending like he and I were in a sexual relationship. Now we didn't even go into detail. We just like he come in and said something like "Jack's my bear," and I said, "Yeah, are you going to wear that pink lingerie I got for you?" And the feminist fucking vanished. I mean, they left. They were gone. I didn't hear nothing out of them for I don't know an hour, 2 hours. They just left. For people who are supposed to be all about helping gay people, they got awful queasy at the thought of two men in a sexual relationship with each other. Anyway, it was
Uh,
hilarious. Oh yeah, it was a blast. Him and I we talk all the time on Twitter, and he thinks it's funny as hell. Anyway, go ahead.
oh. So yeah, in regards to Big Red, you could say Big Red being Big Red. So you're part of the gingerarchy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you though, there's getting to be a lot more gray up there than there is red. But yeah, there's been a lot of people that seen me getting dogpiled by these feminists and jumped in to help. And I can't name all of you, so I'm not going to name any of you because I know I will leave somebody out, and I don't want to do that. But to all of you guys, thanks. Lady, the women too. When I say guys, I'm people. Thank you. Uh, it's been a lot of fun, and I know you guys have had a lot of fun messing with these feminists and calling them out on their bullshit. It's been a blast, and thanks for coming in and helping out.
Of course I was there because you're
Yeah, you were there.
I'll go into I can go into a couple of what do you call it, the more interesting ones.
Yeah.
Braithwaite was interesting because he kind of threw a racist slur at you, and
Who was that?
Braithwaite, Reginald
Yeah.
Braithwaite. Yeah, what do you call it? He kind of threw a racial slur at you, and I knew a little bit about his history. I poked around and looked, and about his history, and I had wondered how his mother would look at that, considering she fought that real race, and well, he immediately blocked me right after that tweet.
Yeah.
Um, that was kind of an interesting one. The Tennessee chick, she had a couple of good, interesting tweets. It was fun poking,
Yeah.
it was fun ribbing her, and I got her going on the CCC. Fight misogyny, ban the CCC.
Yeah.
Becoming a crazy cunt. Or the cult of crazy cunt. CUNT stands for
Yeah.
can't understand normal thinking. So ban the CCC. You got to get those feminists against the CCC. I'm sure that I'm sure if we plug it enough, that they'll fall for it.
Yeah.
um,
Well, see, everyone that's watching this, when we talk about going in and fucking with these feminists, the reason we do that is because other people are watching, and other people need to see people like myself and Dan Parents and a whole host of other people on Twitter going in and say, you know what, your ideology is full of shit, and you're full of shit. And the more people that see that, see people standing up against feminism, the more acceptable. Look, I'm getting tired, folks. I'm sorry. Acceptable it is to stand up against feminism. And not only that, people who are on the fence see us come in and completely destroy feminists with a logical, rational argument that we've got facts and figures to back up everything that we say. People that are on the fence are going to go, I see this guy come in with all these facts and figures, and I see her go, shut the fuck up, you just hate women. Who just won that argument? I think I'm going to check out what this guy has to say. So it's not to try to convince them. It's not simply to go in and that we like arguing with feminists and we like hurting their feelings and making them cry. No, no, no. It's for the people watching. That's who we're trying to reach. But anyway, go ahead, Dan.
well, yeah, we're kind of rolling in on an hour here, or what would normally be an hour because we
Yeah.
don't have the intro and the outro. Have break.
Yeah, hopefully, if we switch over to this format for our radio show, hopefully we can get the intro and outro going. I don't know how to do that. I'll have to. Dean Esme, if you're watching this, brother, help!
Yeah, yeah. But I'm sure we'll get the bugs into it. This is just like a band-aid bridge.
Yeah, yeah, this
Just to
was,
say that the show must go on, and
yeah.
way of doing that. The article will be coming out in the next few days, I imagine.
Uh, Probably next week. So I probably won't get to finish it until this weekend. I'm going to wait and see what else comes up.
Probably gonna finish it this weekend. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So, any plans for further beyond that? I guess.
yeah. There's a guy over there on Twitter called Unseen Periphery or something like that. I've got a special video planned for him. Um, he likes keeping women who have been the victims of rape in perpetual victimhood, and I'm going to call him out on that. And I hope I'm hoping that a lot of people will watch that video and go over there and say, you know what, women are strong, capable adults, and this you wanting to keep them in a perpetual state of victimhood and fear is bullshit. It's misogyny, and you need to stop. But anyway, that's I hope to be working on that video this weekend as well. But yeah,
Unseen perfidy. Yeah, yeah. I know. I've had interactions as well. Um,
yeah,
and again, they like to gang tackle you. Really gang
yeah.
tackle. Like you get like 6 or 8 of them. Sending off 6 or 8 tweets. Rapid fire, and you're answering. You're trying to answer. As you go along. It's pretty funny. Um, but
Well, I'll call in every once in a while Lauren Brooks
yeah,
and Obsidian Raw and Hannah Wallen. If I've got a woman saying, "Oh, you just hate women," blah 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 blah. Well, here, why don't you talk to these female MRAs? And it's fun to watch Lauren and Hannah tear them up. And it's Obsidian Raw when I have someone talking about, why don't you help black men? What about black men? Well, here, talk to a black MRA. And watching them just lose their mind because there's actually black MRAs and they're actually talking to one, and this black guy is saying, "Hey, you know what? Shut up. Feminism does nothing for me." And so that's fun. That's highly entertaining to watch.
the only thing feminism does is it makes the ones that are professional feminists money. $400,000 for the last quarter for good old Anita there and Macintosh.
I struggle to make $40,000 a year and try to,
410 times
you
that.
know, yeah. And she makes 10 times that. Um, and she's oppressed and she's the victim. Yeah. Okay. She made her money. This is the part that really blows my mind. She can sit there and say that we live in a patriarchy and a misogynistic society when all she's got to do is cancel a talk because of one email, and she gets $400,000 for her pain and suffering and being threatened.
Yeah,
It's
she does like to milk the victimhood. She trolls to get it.
a privileged person being able to sell that they are a victim. You know, and these people that donate money to Anita, I've got some oceanfront property in Montana that I need to sell you guys.
Oh, I'm selling some in Kansas.
Or a bridge. Danny, when you need to get together and sell them a bridge.
A bridge to reality.
Yeah, they couldn't handle it, man. They couldn't make that trip. Oh man, yeah, we've been doing this for about an hour now, so.
Come to the light. Come to the light, feminists. Come to the light. A bridge to reality.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much our hour there, folks. Thanks for
Yeah,
joining us again.
yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for bearing with us. Jack, any final thoughts?
Yeah, everybody. Again, like you said, thanks, and we're sorry for the technical difficulties. We'll try to get this worked out. And everyone, take care of yourselves and take the red pill.
Remember, folks, you
Good
can
night.
lead a feminist to logic, but you can't make them think. Cheers.
Yep.